Hi, welcome back to my channel pibyme Maths. This is WST01. Here we are solving May-June 2022 Statistics 1 paper. In the previous video, we have covered question number 1 to 3. Let's look at question number 4 here. We have P of H is given H union W. It's given H and W are independent. We need to find P of W. Okay, if two events are independent events, then the formula is P of A intersection B is P of A times P of B. In this case is H and W. And then there is one more formula, probability addition formula. P of A intersection B is P of A plus P of B minus P of A union B. This is given in the data booklet. You can swap these two and the formula is still valid. So I can apply the formula for H intersection W, which is P of H plus P of W minus P of H union W is equal to, the right hand side stays the same. That's all. Now I'm going to sub in all the known quantities here. P of H is 3 over 8. We don't know P of W, keep it as it is. H union W is given as 3 over 4 is 3 over 8 P of W. Now make P of W as a subject. So I'm going to bring this here and the two numbers to the other side. So I will get P of W minus 3 over 8 P of W is 3 over 4 minus 3 over 8. If I take P of W as a common factor here, 1 minus 3 over 8 is 3 over 4 minus 3 over 8. 3 over 4 minus 3 over 8. That's 3 over 8. Find this value, that's 5 over 8, goes to the other side. P of W is 3 over 8 divided by 5 over 8 is 3 over 5. We got the answer already. It's a 4-mark question. So to solve this question, you need to know this rule for independent events, and then you need to know this rule, the probability addition formula. That's all. Let's move on to part B. There is an even n such that P of n is 1 over 15 and P of H intersection n is equal to n. You can pause the video and just think about this one. If n has to satisfy H and n, they have to satisfy this condition, then how they will look like in the Venn diagram if you draw H and n. When you find the intersection of H and n, it's just the whole set n, so definitely n should be inside H. If this is H, this will be n. Okay, and this is given as 1 over 50. And there is one more W. H and W are independent. We don't know where the W is, doesn't matter. They want us to find this conditional probability. So apply the formula for conditional probability. P of A given B is equal to P of A intersection B over P of P. Now we know P of H is 3 over 8. So let's put 3 over 8 at the bottom. So this whole H is 3 over 8. So n complement is everything outside n, right? So the intersection of n complement and H will be only this part. Inside H but outside n, this part, right? So how do you find the probability corresponding to the shaded part? We know H is 3 over 8 and n is 1 over 15. So 3 over 8 minus 1 over 15. You calculate this, you will get the answer. So 3 over 8 minus 1 over 15 divided by 3 over 8. So you get 37 over 45 as the answer. That's the answer. 7/45. Let's look at part C now. Given that W and N are mutually exclusive, draw the Venn diagram. Okay, we know already N is completely inside H. So this is N, this is H. We know this is 1/15. And we need to draw W, but there will be no intersection for W and N. But W and H are independent events. So put it this way, W. And we have to put everything inside a box. Now W intersection H is P of W intersection H is, these two are independent events. So we take W, P of W multiplied by P of H. P of W was 3/5, H is 3/8. So 3/5 times 3/8, you get 9/40. The whole W is 3/5, right? But this part is 9/10, so this part will be 3/5 minus 9/40. 9/40, not 10. So 3/5 minus 9/40. You get 3/8. This will be 3/8. And then this whole H is 3/8. But already we have 9/40, 1/15. So to find this region, you need to subtract 9/40 and 1/15. So already we got 3/8 minus 9/40 minus 1/15. 1/12. So this region will be 1/12. Now, how about the outside the circles? All the probabilities should be add up to 1. When we add all the probability, you should get 1. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add everything, subtract from 1. 3/8 plus 9/40 plus 1/12 plus 1/15. Add everything, subtract from 1. You will get 1/4 outside. That's the Venn diagram. Now you can draw this Venn diagram this way also. Instead of drawing the N inside, completely inside H, you can draw this way also with some intersection. But this part you put it as 0. This is 1/15. Because the whole N is just 1/15, here it will be 0. Both are correct. But this one is more appropriate. Question number 5 now. We have a probability distribution. A red spinner is designed so that the score R is given by the following probability distribution. Show that E of R square. How do we find E of R square? The formula is sigma R square. You need to square this R and then multiply by the probability. So it's basically 2 square times 0.25 plus 3 square times 0.3, 4 square times 0.15, 5 square times 0.1, 6 square, the last number is 6 square times 0.2. So 4 times 0.25, 3 square times 0.3, 4 square times 0.15 plus 5 square times 0.1 plus 6 square times 0.2. We got 15/8. Anyway, the answer is given here. That's all. It's just a 1 mark question. Let's move on to part B now. Given also that E of R is this, find the standard deviation. That's another easy question because the standard deviation sigma is square root of variance of R. So the formula for variance of R is E of R square minus E of R whole square, square root of it. So 15.8 from part A, and then minus E of R is 3.7 square. So square root of answer minus 3.7 square. Okay, you can write it as square root of 211 over 10. But they want the answer to 2 decimal place. So it's 1.45. That's all. Now the 2 more questions. Let's move on to part C now. A yellow spinner is designed so that score Y. They're talking about another spinner now, yellow one. And the property distribution with the cumulative is also given. Write down the value of D. D is the last value of the cumulative. In a cumulative distribution table, the last value will always be 1. Because the last value is basically the sum of all these values. Sigma P of X is 1, right? When we add all the properties. So remember this, the last value in the cumulative will always be 1. Now given that E of Y is this, find the value of C. They want us to find the value of C actually. We know D is 1. If you know the value of A and B, C is basically F of 5, right? F of 5 is basically the sum of all these probabilities. You add all the probability, that would be C. So basically we need to find A actually, the value of A. We know sigma P of Y is 1. So you add everything, 0.1 plus 0.2 plus 0.1 plus A plus B is 1. So A plus B is 1 minus 0.4, 0.6. Take it as equation 1. Now we use this to frame another equation, E of Y. How do we find E of Y? Take Y and multiply. So 2 times 0.1 plus 3 times 0.2, 4 times 0.1, 0.1. 5 times A, 6 times B is given as 4.55. So you will get the second equation. 4.55 minus 0.2 minus 0.6 minus 0.4. So this is basically 1.2. So 4.55 minus 0.2, 0.6, 0.4. 3.35, that's equation 2. Solve the simultaneous equations. So we have equation 1, I'm going to multiply equation 1 by 5. So we'll get 5a plus 5b is equal to 0.3. Write the equation 2 as it is. 5a plus 6b is 3.35. Subtract both, this will be cancelled. Minus b is minus 35. So b is equal to 0.35. Sub in here. A is 6 minus 0.35. You will get 0.25. So we got the value of A and B. We got the value of A and B. A is 0.25. In fact, we don't need B for this one actually. Now find the probability of add all these probabilities. So C is basically f of 5. The formula for f of 5 is P of x is less than or equal to 5. So 0.1, 0.2, 0.1, 0.25. So you will get 0.65. That's the value of C. It's a 5-mark question actually. Let's look at part E now. We finished part D here. Part E. There are some info facts given here. We are going to read it carefully. Pebble and Jesse play a game with these two spinners. Okay, Pebble uses red spinner. Okay, he is using this spinner, and Jesse is using this spinner. Okay, fair. They take turns to spin their spinner. Okay, that means Jesse, Pebble, they are taking turns. The winner is the first person whose spinner lands on number 2 and the game ends. Okay, let's say Pebble started spinning and his spinner lands on number 2. That's it. The game ends there. She will not get a chance to spin her spinner. But let's say when he spin it lands on number 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. So he doesn't win the game. So now Jesse's turn now. She has to spin it. So if she gets a 2, the game ends. Otherwise, if she gets any other number, then again Pebble's turn. So they are taking turns actually. That's what the question says. Okay, these are all the rules of the game. Jessie spins her spinner first. So Jessie is starting first, and then Pebble, and then Jessie, and then Pebble, and then Jessie. It goes on till someone's spinner lands on number 2. Now find the probability Jessie wins on her second spin. Find the probability Jessie wins on second spin. That means first spin Jessie did not win the game. And then so if she did not win the game, now Pebble's turn. He also did not win the game because if his spinner lands on 2, he won the game and the game ends actually. But the question clearly says Jessie wins on her second spin, right? So he also did not win. And then again Jessie's turn now. Now she wins the game. That's what the question says. So we need to find the corresponding probability now. So pay attention carefully. If Jessie does not win the game, that means her spinner did not land on 2. So you need to find the probability y is not equal to 2. And then times. If Pebble did not win the game, his spinner also did not land on number 2. Times. Now Jessie won the game, right? So her spinner lands on number 2. So y is equal to 2. You need to find these probabilities. So it is basically, how do you find y is equal to, we know y is equal to 2 is this probability, 0.1. So y is not equal to 2 means you need to add all these probabilities or just put 1 minus this. 1 minus 0.1 times. R is not equal to 2. So 1 minus 0.25 times. Y is equal to 2, which is 0.1. Just calculate this, that's all. So it's 0.9 times 0.75 times 0.1. 0.0675 is the answer. It's just a 2-mark question. Part F now. Calculate the probability that in the game with the same rules, the score on Pebble's first spin is the score on Jessie's first spin. Okay. Let's say Pebble's first spin is 2. Jessie's first spin also 2. Plus. It can be 3, 3. Can be 4, 4. Or 5, 5. Or 6, 6. You need to take the corresponding probabilities, multiply them and sum up everything. But here this will not happen because once Pebble got 2 when he spins, Jessie will not get a chance because he won the game and the game ends actually. She will not get a chance. So here we need to put it as 0. So when you take the probability of this multiplied by 0, it becomes 0. Plus 3, 3. 3, 3. Sorry, 0.2. 0.3 times 0.2 plus 4, 4. 0.15 times 0.1 plus 5, 5. The value of A is 0.25. 0.1 times 0.25. plus 66. The value of b is 0.35. So 0.2 times 0.35, get the answer. 0.3 times 0.2, 0.15 times 0.1 plus 0.1 plus 0.25, sorry, 0.11 times, you have to be very careful if you put it in the calculator, plus 0.2 times 0.35. So the answer is 0.17. I hope I did everything properly. Yep. So 0.17 is the answer. That's all. Question number 6. A manufacturer fills bottles with oil. The volume of oil in a bottle V is normally distributed with this. So mu is 100, sigma is 2.5. And we know the coding when we standardize this x minus mu over sigma. So we are going to standardize this. V is greater than 104.9 is same as z is greater than x is 104.9 minus mu is 100 over sigma p of. So it's basically 4.9 over, so it's basically 4.9 over sigma is p of z is greater than 1.96. So how do you find the value on the right hand side of 1.96? Take this bell curve. You have 0 here, let's say 1.96 is here. So when it says z is greater than, they are talking about this area. How do we find this area? The total area is 1, so 1 minus the area on the left hand side. So you need to use the table value of 1.96, subtract from 1. So the table value is 0.9750. When you subtract, you will get 0.0250. That's a 3-mark question. Let's look at part B. In a pack of 150 bottles, find the expected number of bottles containing more than this. So you need to take 150 multiply by the probability of volume is more than 104.9, which is the answer from the previous part, 0.0250. $3.75 is the answer. That's all, just a 2-mark question. Now part C, it's a 6-mark question. We need to find the value of V such that this conditional probability is given. So let's apply the formula for conditional probability. P of A given B is A intersection B. A intersection B, P of over P of B. V is less than 104.9. Alright? V is bigger than this, smaller than this, so you can combine and write it this way. V is less than 104.9, right? Divided by P of V is less than 104.9. Okay. I'm going to draw a little bell curve to explain this. Let's say the mu is here, mean mu is here. Let's say there are 2 points V, we don't know where the V is, do not worry about it. And then this is a normal distribution, okay, put it as mu 100. This is 104.9, let's say. So this probability is actually the area between these two values. So you must have learned this in normal distribution chapter 7. How to find the area between this? You take the area on the left hand side of 104.9 minus the area on the left hand side of V. P of V is less than 104.9. Hope you understand this. We have already calculated the value of V is greater than 104.9 in the previous part, which is 0.0250. So definitely the probability of V less than would be 1 minus this, right? Which is 0.9750 minus this divided by 0.9750, but this probability is already given in the question, 0.2801, correct? So bring this here and then rearrange, make this as a subject. So 0.9750 times 0.2801. You get this value and then you subtract the value from this, minus 0.9750. You get 0.7019025. Now standardize this. Z is less than x minus mu over sigma is equal to 0.7019025. Okay, if you look at the bell curve, they're talking about area on the left hand side of a point, but the value is bigger than 0.5, right? So definitely the number has to be positive side. The number has to be, this is mu, the number has to be here, then only you will have the left hand side area will be bigger than 0.5, right? So definitely it's a positive number. So you can use the table to find the value. In this bigger table, the values are 4 decimal numbers. So take this number, find the corresponding value. So from the table, the value is 0.53, so make V as a subject. 0.53 times 2.5 plus 100. 101.325. They want the answer to 2 decimal place. So V is 101.33. That's all. It's a 6-mark question.